Hello everyone and welcome to Whimsy Wednesday with cold weather wear. I know I've been wearing not a whole lot the last few months, and today I'm cold. Yesterday I was cold. So yesterday on the way into work it was a whopping 39 degrees. So definitely fall here in Western New York. So today I actually was lucky. I had a wrap that I found at school and was able to wrap up and not be quite so cold. Today when I got home, I unpackaged some of the ones that I bought from Land's End on clearance. Gotta love clearance. So I gotta say, this not real wool, this one's nice and soft and warm. So I'm kind of impressed. We'll see how it wears and washes. So, I realized the other one I bought may just be the same, possibly a darker gray, than one I already owned. I should have bought more plaids. Anyway, so on this Whimsy Wednesday, I got a couple show and tell type things. First is the infamous Amazon box, which in this case truly is from Amazon. So we're going to open this as I tell you the little story here. A few years back, I had bought an incredible assortment of pasteboard at this thing called the Mammoth Sale, which is over in Batavia, New York. It's, I believe, their Catholic school, and I can't tell you the name of their Catholic school. My apologies, but they do this really cool indoor mega yard sale type of thing. Okay. And lo and behold was one of the priority mail boxes, basically the size box that I use to ship hats in. So 6 to 8 inches deep, full, over full of pasteboard. I was in my glory. And so I had all this pasteboard, and then I've added to it over the years, just from things getting shipped in, lots of paper gets sorted with it. So I've had plenty. Went to get some pasteboard this last weekend or last week and realized I am completely out of pasteboard. I used my very last sheet that I could find, and I was surprised. I'm kind of thinking I must have a little stack hidden somewhere, just don't know where. So I broke down and ordered pasteboard from Amazon. Yeah, it's okay. If anybody else out there, I probably would not recommend this, unless you're doing a big batch of something. But me, tend to go through a lot of pasteboard. So I decided to order some. So not really knowing the commercial terminology in terms of weight, I was noticing the point weight varied depending on which maker was calling it light, medium, and heavy. So this, if I remember correctly, is the 30 point. So we're going to go by the point system, even though it actually does not say this on here. Let me open up. Come on. Oh, as it goes to eBay. Another dangerous place. I am kind of pouting because there's a trio of pieces over there on eBay that I really, 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 really want, and I really, really, really can't have. All right, where is it? Okay, so this is the 30 point, okay? Which, my understanding, it means it's 0.03 calibers thick. I think this is the one that they said is roughly the thickness of a penny. And looking at this, it might not be the super thick that I really want. The really thick one was the 50 point, and the pictures they were showing with that showed big heavy boxes sitting on top of it, and I was thinking, okay, maybe that's too much. like it was the stuff hanging out between layers of boxes. Come on. All right, we have to be very careful with a little piece of plastic in this house because a certain little feline likes to gnaw on plastic. All right, let's feel what this feels like. Okay, so this is what I would consider lightweight. And this would be something that I'm going to want to use in at least a double layer for boxes. This I would definitely use for needle books. So now I got to decide. Here's the tricky thing. Do I order the 50 so I can make some boxes? Or do I go with this and double it up? The funny thing is this sheet's actually thicker than the others. Alright, so 30 point, you can all remember this, what I'm going to consider lightweight for fanciful utility style items, okay? And I'm going to have to get my hands on their heavier weight 50 point. Alright, so they're calling that medium. So let me see. That package is 50 sheets, and they're 9 by 12, so a little bit bigger than what I usually get, and that was $18.31. And let's see if I can go to my lists and tell you what the heavier stuff is. Okay, so 25 sheets of the 8.5 by 11 50 point was going to be $16.91. Okay, and those are like a no-name brand from from what I can tell here. Let me see if I click on it, if it gives me anything else. Magic Water Supply Store. So yeah. The other one that was coming up was something called Graphics. With a P-H-I-X, if I remember. No, an F-I-X. So this is their best seller. This is a 25 pack of 8.5 by 11. They're calling it their medium weight, but there's actually no point weight on this. I think that must be why I decided not to get it. So I gotta decide on that 50 point. Because I do think I want to make some boxes, especially for the show here, going into Christmas. Because, you know, it's kind of fun to make Christmas boxes. They're fun. I think they're fun. Alright. Get some of my reminders out of the way. Alright, so the other nifty thing I wanted to show you. Now, this came last week. And I'd been debating on getting it. And it was just too much of a temptation because it was down to $9.95. And I'm glad I got it. So it's Love in the Time of the Plague. A survival journal and keepsake. Now here's the fun part, folks. There's a school version out there, and that's actually what I saw at first. And I debated back and forth between the two. And so I did decide to get this one just because I want to make myself use it for me, for home, more so than for work, school, for me. So flipping through, let me see if I can find you some cute pages. It really is like a journal, and they give you some how-tos in the front here. So there's this section, so you can tell, let's see if I can do this, the day of the week. It was the best of times, so you can write some notes to yourself. Fair winds or foul, so how you're feeling. Down here, best of times, worst of times, so little notes on the good and the bad of things that are happening. Feeding the huddled masses, so a little bit about what you've been eating. Okay, I'm going to probably say this wrong. My waddle and dub, and I don't really mean my second chin. Going to have to look that up. Not well versed. Don't throw me on the cart. The world according to me. The hedge which inspired me to draw this. So, and it's all centered around the thing called drawn and quartered. So you got plenty of spots to place some little notes. And then the next thing you've got a to-do list, which is called Stuff to Do Before the Pustules Burst. You've got an emotional checklist, which includes the rash is gone, slightly flushed, a few pustules, and throw me on the cart. Habit check-ins, so you've got a weekly little grid down here, and then did you do your stuff? I really enjoy it. And there's a lot of cute little illustrations going through here, and it looks like it's divided into some sections. Let's see what happens when I get to the little white divider page. Okay, I think that's just how it's cut. So you can see, like, I don't know, can you see that? See how it looks a little striped? So they cut it so every so many pages has that little bit of a different, oh, because yeah, there are different drawings going on. This is cute. I really like it. So the Aligning My Humors note page, that has different illustrations on each one. And definitely things that you can go through and color if you are a coloring person. You know what I didn't do is I didn't check the end. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, so the end, the Oracle says, content of indeterminate nature. That, like, continuously applies to me. So there's dot lines and then completely empty sheets. All through the back here. So I am really impressed. And this is done by Katie McAllister and L.K. Glover. So there's a little note at the end that y'all can read if you pick up your own. So yeah, this is the version I picked up. And it was, I think I paid like $9.95 over on Amazon. And like I said, there's a school version. I know school is super stressful for folks, whether you're a student, a teacher, or a parent. So that's a fun way, if this is your kind of humor, a fun way to kind of approach the current situation. So that's my purchasey goodies. I'm trying to be really, really good because, you know, this is the time of year when millinery tends to slow down for me. I've never known whether it's just me slowing down because it's back to school and I've got so much going on, or if it's a seasonal slowdown. And then, of course, this year it's just absolutely crazy. And then there's still that stretch of we don't get paid until October. So I'm trying to be really good. Thus the I'm whining over things on eBay. And yeah, that was probably all too personal, but, you know, I tend to do that. Okay, so if you've been watching my other videos for a while, you'll know that I've been whining about these. So these are the centers of my tape dispensers, and I go through a lot of them. The other morning, it would have been Saturday morning, I woke up and I finally had an idea on what I wanted to do with these little guys. And it's a really, really basic idea. I just decided I was going to cover one of these. And then as I got going, I covered 3 because I had 3 fabrics. And before I know it, I got this cute little container. Check that out. So these are 3, here I can turn it that way, coordinating fabrics. There is a 4th that's a reddish pinkish combination. But these I use to make a bag, which I'm realizing is way, way over there, so I'm not gonna go grab it. I made a bag like this bag out of it, but it's all like stripes, and then the inside got the reddish pink color. So this is like the leftover bits. And this is also what I used to make my pockets for school that I ended up using for a week and then stopped. They're really cute. They're really functional. It's just too much. But this I thought was really, really cute. And I'm happy with how it came out. So here's a rundown of what I did, okay? I took 3 of these, and of course you can do 1, you can do 2, you can do 3, 4, however many you want. I used a little bit more than this fabric. This is what's left. So I used a piece and I basically wrapped it around and covered, okay? Part of me thinks I should have done a little how-to on this. You know how things have gone, and it just doesn't work this week. Okay, so you basically need a thickness twice the width of your ring, and I can tell you it's a 2-inch ring, so you're gonna need like a 5-inch wide piece, okay? So a little less than this. All right, so we're gonna pretend that that doesn't exist. Okay. And if you want, you can use an adhesive, a glue, and glue it down on the inside. Hi, Miss Clara. Yeah, you're saying hi? You're showing everybody your bum. Careful, my drink's over there. Now you're putting my... You gonna turn? Yeah, you gotta say hi. Which means you have to look at the camera. Yeah? You good? Gonna tell everybody how the week's gone? Did Mommy lock you in the bedroom on Monday? Yeah? Yeah, for the people that never came for the dryer and you were upset. And did you yell at Mommy really, really, really loud? And then you ignored me for how many hours? Yeah. Yeah, she is not a happy girl on Monday. But I'm assuming I've been forgiven because yesterday she was over in the window behind me and I don't know what was outside, but it spooked her. She did her growl and then came running over to the back of the couch right behind me and did the big tough growl, staring at the window between me and the window. I saw nothing. I have no idea what it was. It could have been something big and scary or really, really little and kind of fluffy. Who knows? It could have been a spider. All right, here's the deal. I gotta talk about the thingies. You gonna let me talk about the thingies? Okay. See if I can have a kitty standing halfway on my boob while I do this. All right. So what I was saying is, if you want, you could put some glue. Apparently she doesn't like that. No, you can't have that. You gotta get down now if you're gonna stand there. Please. I know. Hop down. Play with a toy. Alright, so if you want, you can put some glue inside. I did not, okay? And then you're just going to turn this edge under, and then the inside edge under as well, and then I sewed all the way around, okay? So you need, I said 5 inches by, I'm gonna say, I really should have measured these, I'm sorry. Ooh, 11, okay? So 5 inches by 11 to get around here. And then you're also gonna need enough to cover 2 circles. Now all these circles are a tracing of the bottom, okay? But here's the trick. I learned after the first one that I need to cut like 1 millimeter inside of where my line is, because this piece of pasteboard, which by the way is thicker than the stuff down there, this piece of pasteboard needs to be just about 1 millimeter smaller than the edge here, because once it's covered and there's going to be some stitching there, if it's covering the same size pasteboard as the circle, it's going to stick out. So you need it to kind of sit just under in order to line everything up right. All right, so you're going to cover 2 of these, okay? So you're going to need to cut 2 circles that are roughly 4 inches in diameter, okay? And that'll give you enough to fold under, gather it, pull it under, put these guys together, and then once covered, they go on the bottom. All right? So I did that 3 times. Like I said, you can do it how many or as few as you want. And then this is simply, you can see it, I just did a stitch along the top here and then drop my needle down through, and then I did the stitches, I don't know if you can see it all, here at the bottom. Now what I did at the bottom is I angled my needle through this little crevice and I grabbed one side and then did the other side. So kind of like a figure 8 is what's happening with that stitching. And I gotta say, once I got all 3, it's not going to like hold up to like a crazy feline, or definitely not a dog, but it's decently stable. And at first I'm like, ooh, it holds thread, but it really does. Given the current circumstances, it'll actually hold a pencil pretty well. If you wanted something deeper, you could give a try at putting 2 of these together. And you could cover them as one, like tape them together and then cover it. Or what would be really cool is to cover one, cover the other, and then stitch those together. I would definitely consider like a longer, stronger needle for that, or maybe even a curved needle, so you're able to get it from the inside. If you do that, I would love to see how it comes out, because like 2 or even 3 of those, wouldn't that look neat? So you could do, ooh, how about this? You could do a 3, a 2, and a 1, and then put them all together, if you happen to have this many laying around. So that's that, and obviously I have enough of these that I can do another one. Little things will definitely fit in there too. So, okay, so the top to my ginger beer there, that definitely fits. Stress balls. Let's see, what else would I put in there? Okay, with kids doing stuff at home, I would definitely do pencils, highlighter, a fidget ball, or a stress ball. I should have brought over my fidgets. A tip that I put on Facebook that dawned on me this week, talking to somebody, is I am a very tactile person, but I'm also a very kinesthetic learner, which means learning this way can be a bit of a challenge because the screen's so flat and it really requires 2 senses. So it's, you know, your sight and your hearing. You're kind of putting all your other senses on hold. So when it's your other senses that are your strongest, it can be really frustrating to tell them to take a nap, to chill for a while. So I learned early on in this whole thing, like in March and April, watching different Zooms and interacting with folks. I really like to talk with my hands, if you haven't noticed, which can be very distracting if somebody's presenting. So I learned if I'm holding something, it helps. So if I'm working on my straw, since I don't have to think a whole lot in certain sections of my straw, it's very tactile, that helps. I've heard some people enjoy doing their knitting or crocheting. Otherwise, me just holding like a piece of straw or petting Clara has been a big help. And I'm thinking the different fidgets or a stress ball, depending on who you are, what you have, or what kind of tactile things you like, might be helpful for folks. So this is one of my little stress balls. I think I got this over at like a local pharmacy that has a lot of gift stuff, and actually that's where my fidgets came from. They're like little puzzle walls, so I really enjoy those. So that's my like little like online learning tip. Totally works for adults. Suggested it to some friends with kiddos, and they're giving it a try. So I'm curious if it works for you, doesn't work for you, let me know. So basically what it does is it occupies that tactile sense for me and lets it focus on something neutral while my eyes and ears are the interactive piece. So anyway, so that could go, that's what I was doing. That could go in there. An eraser, that's always good. Paper clips. I would say staples, but I kind of love my stapleless stapler a lot. But yeah, you can put a whole bunch of little things in there. You gotta remember to bring things up to the camera. I'm working on it. All right, so that's my little fun thing. Updates. I don't have a whole lot of updates. Basically because I've been coming home ridiculously exhausted. Like I really am not a fan of how exhausted I come home. Yesterday I had this whole plan to come home and work on a copper hat, to have that done, so I could just finish it today and put it up in the shop. And, well, let's just say that didn't happen. I got home, did my shower routine, made it all the way to this table, got out some straw, took a picture, and went, whoa. I couldn't believe how tired I was. And considering I had left school kind of feeling good, that really surprised me how much of a whammy of tired I was. So yeah, so there's that. Oh, I forgot I did this. I wanted to show you this last time. So in working on the cornucopias, I had an idea to try a little wreath. Let me see if I put it over there. Can you see it? Yeah, now you should be able to see it. So I've been playing with this idea, and I might add a bow. I don't know if I'll put these up for sale or not. This might just be for me for my ornaments. But I rather liked it. I thought it came out really cute. I kind of wonder why I haven't made a straw wreath before now. But yeah, I made that little guy. No progress on the strawberry mat, which really needs to get finished because I have another idea in my head that I need to get to. The strawberry mat was supposed to be done in June. It didn't even get started until last month. So I'm a little behind on that. So yeah, I guess that's it. I'm gonna work on the copper hat today. You'll probably see it in a day or two, I hope. But yeah, I guess that's it. And now I'm looking at the time. I guess I've been talking longer than I thought. So I'll let you all go. Happy Whimsy Wednesday. Thank you for stopping in. And I will see you next week. Okay, bye-bye.